What are we going to call this blanket? In all seriousness, I have absolutely no idea. So if you've got a great idea to name this rectangle blanket, please pop the name down the bottom in the comments. I did nearly forget to tell our newcomers exactly what we're doing here. We're making a rectangle crochet blanket, as you can see, but these are usually made in granny clusters or in the solid manner from Double Crochets. And I've seen them made in the moss stitch as well. So we're doing something different. We are going to do segments of the rectangle blanket, but each segment will be in a different stitch. So if that sounds like fun for you, stick around, watch this video, make sure you subscribe, press the bell notification button so you'll know each time a new segment of this blanket is live. All right, let's get going. I have 6 stages of preparation that I really need you to attend to. And then at the end of this little video is a handy tip that's going to help you along your way. Let's go through the checklist. Number 1, I have my yarn. These colours really appealed to me when I saw them online. Not my usual colours, but you know what? I'm just going to go with it. Doesn't matter if your yarn's not DK. If you're going to use a 10 ply or a worsted, it doesn't matter, it'll be all fine just as long as you have the correct hook size for that weight yarn. Number 2, we have figured out what we're going to use this blanket for and therefore what size it needs to be. Then you can either check this blanket sizing chart or, like I did, use a tape measure to measure up a blanket that you like the size of. I have a blanket here that I really like the size of. To me, this is lapgan size. So I'm going to measure this one up and use this one as my reference. First of all, I'm going to measure my length. Length works out at 125 centimeters. What we're going to do here is length minus width equals foundation row. So my length is 125 centimeters. Now I'll do my width. My width has ended up at 106 centimeters. So I'll pop that in here. 3. With your measurements, you have subtracted the width from the length to come up with a number that is going to be the length of our initial foundation chain. After subtracting the width from the length, I get 19 centimeters. So that's going to be the length of my foundation chain. The exact same formula applies if you're using inches. So just say that you were going to make a small throw size. For centimeters, you would subtract 120 from 150. But over here for inches, you need to subtract 48 from 60. So the length of the small throw is going to be 60 inches minus 48 inches. So 60, 48, 1 there, make that a 5. So you've got 2 and 1. So your answer to this is 12 inches, which is the length that you would need to make your foundation chain. You need to gather up your materials. You'll need your corresponding hook, your scissors, your darning needle, and for this time, very first time, a stitch marker. Hook. Now I normally use a 4, but I'm going to give a 4.5 a go this time and just see what effect that different hook size has. You'll need scissors, darning needle, and first time ever for me is using a stitch marker. I will actually not live dangerously and use the stitch marker where needed. You will need a ruler or a tape measure to measure that initial foundation row. Pointer number 6 is to check that little information box that tells you that I use US terminology, and I also pop in there the stitches that will be used in this video. And I will do the same with each video that goes along, because the stitch is going to change with each segment that we do of the blanket. It would be great if you could familiarise yourself with these stitches, but if you don't, I'll also talk you through them as we go. There's one handy tip that I have for you that you'll need on this blanket just to make life easy for yourself, and that is how to make the movable slip knot. Now, when we pick up our yarn to make our slip knot, you might pick it up on the left hand, and you might wrap the working yarn around your fingers and pull that through. And for all accounts and purposes, it feels like it's a movable slip knot. But for some reason, once the stitches have been made, it doesn't move very well at all. So what you need to do is pick up the yarn end in your right hand, and remember to be using the yarn end to wrap around your 2 fingers on the left, drawing that one up. And that is a movable slip knot. So that when you come to places in your work where, say, you've made a standing starting stitch, this slip knot will be hanging out and it'll look quite unsightly. So after you've made the stitch, all you do is tighten it a little bit and it virtually disappears. Okay, so one more time. Pick up your yarn, the yarn end in your right hand. Wrap that yarn around 2 fingers on the left, having the yarn end in your right hand, pulling up the yarn end through the loop. And there you've got a movable slip knot. We'll be using this one a fair bit as we go along. After we've made all our preparations, the first segment we're going to do is going to be half double crochets. Then once we've done this, I'm popping something special around the edge before we then go on to the next stitch change. So without any further ado, let's get 2026 underway. The next video you will see will be this segment number 1, made from half double crochets. Sing out, of course, if you have any questions or queries, and don't forget to help me give this blanket a name. I bid you farewell, I bid you happy preparation, and I will see you all again really soon. Bye for now.